The people I love the best jump into work head first, without dallying in the shadows, and swim off with sure strokes almost out of sight. They seem to become natives of that element, the bleak, sleek heads of seals bouncing like half-submerged balls. I love people who harness themselves, an ox to a heavy cart, who pull like water buffalo with massive patience, who strain in the mud and muck to move things forward, who do what has to be done again and again. I want to be with people who submerge in the task, who go into the fields to harvest and work in a row and pass the bags along, who are not parlor generals and field deserters, but move in a common rhythm when the food must come in or the fire be put out. The work of the world is common as mud, botched. It smears the hands, crumbles to dust. But the thing worth doing well done has a shape that satisfies, clean and evident. Greek amphoras for oil, Hopi vases that held corn, are put in museums, but you know they were made to be used. The pitcher cries for water to carry, and a person for work that is real. I'm fortunate enough to be a teacher. I was a high school teacher for 12 years, and I teach at Quinnebog Valley Community College now, down here in Willimantic. In fact, I just came from a class, and out in Danielson. And it really is a community college. It's a wonderful place to be. It's a high-stakes place to be. One thing I find, and this is my useful work, I think, to be a teacher. And one thing I find again and again with my students is that their stories, and I get to know their stories because I teach English and reading and thinking and engaging in the world. Their stories are at once heartbreaking and elevating and inspiring, right? You know, I work with students and I look at them sometimes and I know their backstories and I think, how are you walking around, you know, everything that you've been through? And that helps keep me going. This is just a little poem. It's a persona poem. That is, the voice in the poem is not my own. It's a student voice. It's a fictional student. But what I've tried to capture here is sometimes the writing that I get that is moving. The poem is called Comma Splices. So leave it to me to do a grammar lesson and a poetry interview. But you don't know what a comma splice is. Basically, you take sentences and you're just stringing them together with commas rather than proper punctuation. So everything this girl writes in this poem that she's telling me is comma splices. It's just, sentence after sentence with comma splices, and it's short. This is what she has to say. My daddy's a patch holder in the Vigilantes. He's rode 31 years. He killed a man. He should have not done it. He loves his girl. That's me. I have schizophrenia, anxiety attacks, paranoid explosive disorder. My brother's high on everything. I'm so screwed, mister. I have very poor writing skills. I hope your class can help. Here's another teaching poem. We see students everywhere. That's the beauty of being a teacher for a while. You can't go anywhere without suddenly hearing Mr. Anderson, or for my wife, Miss Abercrombie. You could be on top of Mount Washington, Mr. Anderson. Calling your name. Their heads pop out of drive-through windows, calling your name. Rebel angels, cherubs, prophets. They sneak up on you with delighted smiles and almost familiar faces, say things like, "It's me, Derek." Suddenly, the kid who carved KKK into his copy of Frederick Douglass and threw a chair at you across the room opens big man arms and wants a hug. Oh, and this is his baby, Amaryllis. A giggly, boy-crazy ninth grader who earned detentions and C+s turns around a woman standing heartbreakingly tall in the political science stacks at Borders. You've caught her reading when she should be working, and while she says it's nice to see you, she has to go. You stammer goodbye and blush like a little girl. Now it's getting to the point where they show up again sitting in A period, but turn out to be Brian Grachowski Jr. And damn it, how they come careening out of the morning paper, crashing through glass and ice and collapsed steel to land in your kitchen. Sometimes sobbing, you brush the shards to the floor to see if there's a lesson or some kind of plan. Many never return, except in dreams. One dead, born-again boy, I'm sorry, Nicholas, his name was Nicholas, hovers over you in a surgeon's mask. The operating room lamp blazes like the light at the end of the tunnel to heaven, which is, after all, only the birth canal. You close your eyes